How is it going, everybody? It's been quite a long time. Oh, that's a nice sword. It's been quite a long time, guys, since I've made a video, and I know, and I'm sorry. I've been a little bit busy lately, but that doesn't mean that I've stopped working. In fact, I've spent forever making something truly amazing, something glorious, right over there. Um, but before we jump into that, here is a bear montage. O spot-field doe, may you be at rest.
Mighty spells while hammers fell like ringing bells in places deep. We must away ere break of day to claim our long forgotten gold. Goblets they carve there for themselves, and harps of gold where no man delves. There lay
Alright, so yeah, that was random and weird, but honestly, I just felt like making a montage and I didn't want to make another montage of clearing this thing out because I've already done it so much. And also, I didn't really feel like recording it. But, as you guys can kind of see there, we have done it. And this was such a massive project. By far, way more volume than just the center um, Guardian thing. I don't know why I thought it would only be 2, maybe 3 times more. It was at least 4 or 5 times more. More total volume, and yeah, we are finally done emptying this thing. But We still have a long way to go before this is the environment that I have been imagining, right? So, speaking of that, we need to talk a little bit about the plans for this dome. Now that we've actually got the basic gist of it started, you can kind of see the shape of it, and it's looking really awesome. I'm loving it so far. Um, yeah, it's just a great effect. We're gonna be building this a little bit higher up. It's not gonna completely close, but it's gonna come out of the water a little bit. And the theme for this giant dome is gonna be jungle theme. So we're gonna have our kind of crystally prismarine pathway that goes just throughout the middle and around and stuff like that. But everywhere around the edges is going to be some kind of podzol jungle, is what I'm thinking. Podzol, obviously, the kind of brown compost looking grass, which is going to be really cool. And it's going to have leaves around it and stuff. And we're going to make it look awesome, hopefully. And in this dome here, we're going to have a lot of important things going on. So we're going to have our giant XP farm right here, which we still need to redo, by the way. It's not the worst, but obviously there's quite a lot of progress that we can make on it still. This thing, by the way, because some of them die whenever they fall, passively generates stuff, like as you can see here. And I've been trying to build up as many sea lanterns as I can because those are going to be the lighting for our thing. So if you don't know how to make sea lanterns, pretty easy. That's the way you do it. So I've just been getting prismarine blocks and sea lanterns, storing up as many of them as I can, and storing them in here. Yeah, that's basically it. We're getting a ridiculous amount of fish that honestly I don't even know what we're gonna use it for. Pull some stuff out of here. But yeah, you can see this is crazy, and this one hopper, or this one minecart is not even really picking up everything that it needs to. But we're getting ridiculous amounts of stuff, and this is not even really from me using the farm that often. It's just from the occasional one falling and dying of fall damage. So once we get a like full-on farm, we're gonna be like absolutely drowning in extra stuff. And that's actually part of the problem, you see? Because we need a storage system pretty darn bad. Just in general, we're getting ridiculous amounts of just stuff everywhere. These chests are all full. All those chests that we have over there, the overflow chests that we got from the grind are full. We're just running out of storage fast. And even though we're going to be using a lot of stuff, like to build this biodome is going to take a lot of time, and B, a lot of stuff. So we're going to need a ton of dirt. We're going to need a ton of this prismarine stuff to remodel everything. We're going to need jungle wood, jungle leaves, which we're going to have to take a trip to the jungle today, guys, in order to actually get some of this stuff together. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, we've done a lot of the really boring stuff. So I think now it's time to try to do something a little bit more interesting. Um, Obviously, it's been, I don't know, a couple days. Okay, maybe more than a couple days since my last video. But don't worry, guys, the series is not over. We're back at it again. Just gotta, get some things out of the way. I've been pretty busy lately, and this project, I really wanted to make some serious progress on it before I uploaded any new content about it. So, excuse me. So yeah, I'm just glad that we're getting stuff done, and yeah, we've got more food than we know what to do with now, which is fantastic because I'll never have to go like trying to get food ever again, especially not with the farms. So I can't remember if I've put them in the video or not. I think I've shown a little bit of them, but I built some basic farms, some potato farms that I'm eventually going to be using to keep the villagers breeding whenever we decide to build the villager breeder, which is really important actually, so we can get mending books. We need to do that soon rather than later. Oh my goodness. See, this is what I'm talking about though, guys. We really lack good spots for inventory. Like we have so much stuff and it's good, but we need to like consolidate it down into a really good system. and that is going to be one of the biggest and most important projects. So this is Podzol. This is the stuff that we're going to be using everywhere. It's going to be way harder for me to actually get all this stuff placed though, because I don't have a silk touch shovel anymore. So we're going to have to probably grow a bunch of trees down there to actually get all the Podzol in place. But we're going to be worrying about doing all of those details a little bit later. For today, I wanted to kind of take a trip to the jungle, get some jungle saplings, and get some jungle leaves as well as some jungle logs, and just so we can kind of get an idea for it. I think I'm probably going to be using spruce logs instead of jungle logs, but I don't know how weird that's going to look. We're just going to kind of play it by feel. We'll do a little bit of that experimenting today though. So I'm gonna get some stuff prepared together and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're just taking a quick trip through the nether here to get over to our mesa biome, just so that we can save ourselves a lot of time when we're getting to that jungle. So apparently I do not have a lot of iron left. I think I have this stack and 11 ingots and then we're out of iron, which is really bad because for a lot of my storage systems, the plans that I have to make them a little bit more convenient, and kind of like automatic sorting using hoppers, we need a lot of iron for those. So we're probably gonna have to go mining again at some point. With the beacon, we do have some easier options to get loot really quick, and that'll be actually really fun to explore too. But we're probably not going to be doing that today. We got to work on this path a little bit. It's decent, but we need like a rail system or something for it. And we also need to work on like walls. That could be another interesting project that we could try to take up sometime. Alright, so we're here at the mesa. I believe we just have to go straight this direction and we'll hit the jungle. Yep, perfect. So as long as I don't lose track of where we are. We don't need a ton of leaves and stuff because we're not actually going to be full scale redoing the entire thing. I just want to get some so we can do some comparisons. I also want to pick up some jungle saplings so that we don't have to come all the way over here. If we want to farm them, we can just do it at our base or something like that. Though I'm not sure how practical that'll be. We'll give it a shot anyway. Also, these dead bush are pretty cool. I don't know when I would ever use them, but this is a really good place to get them, so I might grab a few. As well as these ferns. We actually might want to use these ferns. Yeah, they are ferns. I love the way ferns look. They're just great. Okay, now we're here, I'm gonna start grabbing some of these leaves before I pick up too many of these other plants that my shears break. I have to save some for these jungle leaves at least. It will be a bit difficult to farm jungle leaves in particular because obviously if you shear the leaf you don't get a sapling for it, and I believe jungle saplings already drop at a decreased rate. So we're gonna have a little bit of a difficult time with that, but we should be fine, especially with these big ones. Hopefully we'll be able to farm them. I mean, worst case scenario, we can always come back here and just farm them here, which isn't that bad. I used up my shears getting as many leaves as we can. We're just gonna let the rest of them despawn and hope for some saplings, because we do need to bring some saplings back as well. But we got a decent number of leaves for sure, not bad. Gonna pick these up as well. So we got some here, and we've got a lot on the ground and just around. It'll be definitely enough for our testing. Like I said, we don't need to get like all the leaves here or anything like that. We just need to get enough that we can get a test and see what we like better. The jungle wood, I'm pretty convinced that we want to use jungle leaves as opposed to any other kind of leaf, just because I think they look the best in my opinion. Like they have the most kind of greenness to it. It feels them like, obviously they're designed to feel more like a jungle than the other kinds, but I think it's really true that they just look more, I don't know, alive. There's a lot more to the jungle leaves than the other leaves in my opinion, especially like spruce leaves. Really not great, and oak leaves are so common that I don't know. I just feel like the variety in the jungle leaves is a lot better. So hopefully we get some saplings. We have 3, which is, we can do the small trees, but we can't do any of the large, big trees, like the 4x4, or the 2x2 rather. So we need 1 more sapling. They definitely drop less often than other trees, because normally we would have gotten a few more by now, I think. This axe is Fortune 3, by the way, which is why I'm breaking leaves with it. Otherwise, I would not waste the durability. But did it drop? Yes, it did. It increases the chance that stuff will drop. So, and that includes saplings as well, if you didn't know that. Just a handy little fact. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we need. I can try to get another sapling or 2, but seems like it'll be more effort than it's worth. So I'm just gonna head back now, and we're gonna try to set some stuff up. Alright, we're back. Oh, this sword is really good. Knockback, fire, and sharpness. Alright, so we're gonna be setting up a little bit of a test zone here. I'm gonna place a few podzels. I am like 99.9% sure I want podzol as the base on the ground. Yeah, I think it looks really good and I want an excuse to use it. So I'm gonna veto the podzol no matter what we're using. In terms of the other materials, we're gonna try to have podzol in here. So we're just gonna transform a little bit of an area here so we can use it as like our test palette. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do around the border, so we'll ignore that for now. But so the main thing that we have to decide between is, do we want kind of a jungle do we want jungle wood here, or do we want spruce? And also, what kind of lighting do we want? So we have, this is our jungle right there. I believe Soak Touch we can get these back, right? If we want to replace or something. Okay, so we'll have something like this for now. Then in terms of lighting, we have a few different options. We've got redstone lamps with the levers, of course, sea lanterns, and glowstone. I'm kind of leaning towards the sea lanterns, is my gut feeling, just because we're going to be producing them, but I would like to test some of these out. This theme, I think, just getting this kind of color scheme, I like it so far. The leaves are not as bright, the leaves are not as bright in this biome as they are in the jungle, of course, but I still think that they're probably better than the oak. Also, it looks good next to the blue, especially with this podzol color on the ground. I'm not sold on the bark though. I think that spruce might look a little bit better here. I'm not actually sure about this. Which color do I like more in this situation? I think the spruce looks, I think the jungle looks better with the sea lantern. Let's try a different light source, maybe a redstone lamp. So we'll put a lever here, get the redstone lamp, and try it with the spruce. Yeah, these two go pretty well together, I think. But the leaves don't quite fit the spruce log, I don't think. I think the jungle logs do look a little bit better. So what do I prefer, this right here or the sea lantern? Honestly, a lot of it really depends on the glass. What about if we have some more leaves on the ground around and stuff? Because I do plan on having like the leaves kind of all over the place. So it's like this really chaotic, dense feel to it. We're gonna cut off some of these just to get the shape a little less awkward. Yeah, like that. That's a little bit better. Actually, I kind of want to tweak some stuff here. We'll replace this with a jungle for just for now. as well as we can just have a couple more little pieces of wood. So this is a good look, but this sea lantern stands out a lot right here. Obviously, it's on a step, so if we make it not on a step, it's not as noticeable. And I don't mind that, actually, to be honest. That's pretty good. And you can even put some leaves over that to kind of hide it a little bit better. So that's not bad at all. I don't dislike that. However, do we like this more? It's less of a contrast for sure. I'm just trying to imagine this kind of planted all around, you know, like the whole sitting. I do think this fits better. It just matches these colors more. As much as I like these sea lanterns, the difference in color is really extreme. It looks fine next to this blue, and it looks good with the leaves, but if we're going with a podzol base, I prefer the redstone lamp over the sea lantern, I think. And now the last thing to try is the glowstone. So what do we think about the glowstone? It works as well. Like, again, if this is a podzol right here, that one works as well. And this one might actually be a little... no, not like that at least. It might look better if we... Glowstone might look better if it's kind of suspended in air like this. We can have it kind of like with leaves around and stuff. Because that looks pretty cool. It's a nice pop of color. I kind of like this as well. But on the ground level, the redstone lamps match with the podzol so much better, I think. So it depends on if we're gonna have tree lighting. I would probably use the frick. Can't think and place stuff at the same time. Apparently, not anymore. Not that I was ever very good at that. But at the ground level, I think I prefer this slightly just because it blends a little bit nicer. But then at a little bit higher, I don't mind that for the color. But it looks like for sure we want to go with podzol ground. These leaves right here, I should have maybe brought some other leaves just in case. No, no. These look, the dead branch looks really bad and I can't even get it back without shears, dang. Ferns though, yeah, those look great as usual. Even though they're a little less green, they still look perfect. So something to this effect. This is like a really rough example. It's not very polished or anything. But this is the kind of idea, right? And then this is just going to be this sort of template just pasted all over the whole zone so that we get an idea of this really dense jungly kind of place. And then this doesn't even have to be like a really simple log. It can be a lot more complicated than that. So we could have something like, I don't know, around here, and it could be up as far as this, and we can just have these leaves kind of sprinkled around like this type of thing. That was really ineloquent. I'm sorry. No, but this kind of super jungly feel to it, right? Like we want it to be this super dense packed, really, you know, unique feeling to it, where it feels super overgrown. So yeah, I think something like that could work really good actually. And then just this could be like all over the place. We could have these stretching up around a lot of the dome. We can have larger trees as well, like maybe, I don't know, some larger custom tree type things that are built up and then they have shape to them. And so I think there's a lot of room to experiment with this, but I don't know how much we're actually going to be able to do in terms of like concrete finalized building today. This is just more of to get a little bit of a feel for what the upcoming project is going to be. And it's basically just going to be transforming this whole region in here into this kind of beautiful little jungle zone. And that is going to be a lot of work, obviously. There's a lot of stuff to go around. But I think this is a lot more interesting than doing rows after row of destroying water. So at the very least, we're done with that. I do need to find out where the slime chunks are, and we need to put non-transparent blocks on the slime chunks. Also, it's not completely perfect. Like, there's a couple of just random pitfalls and like caves and stuff that we kind of maybe want to address. I'm not entirely sure yet. And this spot is all cobblestone. Of course, this is kind of going to be changed at some point for sure. And this sand is going to be replaced with glass at the lower levels. We're going to try to continue the pattern on. One thing that I'm a little concerned about is you can see like little patches. For whatever reason, the glass doesn't always smoothly show the water behind it right away. Sometimes you have to like get closer, or it has to load a little bit, or yeah, like I don't know. I do like the dome, but every now and then you just get these weird little patches of like not perfectly shown. So although I want the dome shape to exist and I want it to be like a really big wow factor, because I think it does that already, even like without the extra layers that we're going to be adding, you still get this really awesome sense of scale from the dome shape, and I don't want to get rid of that or hide that. But I do think if we kind of put some leaves and stuff around and get these kind of branch things growing up and around this, there's almost like giant vines in the dome, I think that could help reduce the noticeability of these kinds of weird loading spots, because it does get better if you get closer to it, and I don't know if it happens in the same spots, but I just noticed that that happens a lot when I'm looking around. But yeah, sorry, long-winded explanation. Short end of the story, this. We're going to be doing this with the glowstone lamps on the floor and the glowstone in the ceiling, and that'll work out perfectly fine because we've got a ton of glowstone off camera. Well, on camera actually, because it was the mega grind when we did that. So yeah, if you want to see that, it condensed several hours. I don't remember the exact math, but it was something like 256 times faster than normal speed onto the screen for like 3 minutes or so. So it ended up being like several hours, but it goes by very quickly just because of the sheer amount of information on screen. That's the mega grind. I can't remember which episode it is. Um, I'll put a link in the description. Definitely check it out if you're interested. But yeah, this is a return, guys. Didn't get a ton done today. It was more of a coming back and testing some stuff and revealing the progress that has been made. But we're back in business. I definitely am getting more busy lately, so I'm not going to be able to upload as frequently as I did in the beginning, but I'm going to be making more of an effort to get these kinds of videos out and to make some more progress on this world, because I do really enjoy playing on this world still, and I think it's a lot of fun to make videos about it. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to do more in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys again in the next one.